When I'm shooting in sky and clouds. Today's not the ideal day because there's a lot of blue sky, so it's not exactly my subject matter. But what I look for is a balance between shapes from the ground that will go with the sky. So back in the far distance, there's some good clouds there. For this shot, I'd probably do more of a landscape, but quite often I do portrait orientation because then you're incorporating more sky and more weather. Well, at the moment, my best storm chase to date was June 24th, 2011. I saw 7 tornadoes in a day. And although I have one of the tornado with a lot of dust kicking up, which is very dramatic and people love it, my favorite is called Sky Song because you see a whole formation of the colors in the storm all wrapping around. There's actually 2 tornadoes in there as well, so that one really sums it up for me. I call it Sky Song because with the weather you have to have so many different elements connecting at the right moment to produce that tornado. It's kind of like having an orchestra to make one song. All these different elements coming right together at the right moment to get that image, and plus me being in the right spot at the right time. So there's a lot of people out there called Yahoo chasers, which are people who just want to go and see a storm and they have no idea what's going on. They're not familiar with the formations. They drive dangerously. I mean, one of the biggest risks from tornado chasing is not the tornado. Lightning's more of a risk, but the biggest risk is the driving. Other traffic, people in the way, and debris on the roads, trees that are knocked down, power lines that are falling down, things like that. Okay, so well, the difference with skyscapes is we're all familiar with the sky. The problem is if we're working 9 to 5 in a city, we often forget to look up. And the sky has so many different emotional qualities, from the power and the drama of tornadoes, through to the serene, relaxing, tranquil sunsets. There's even relation to celestial, heavenly images, especially when you get those sunbeams coming through. So there's no wonder in Greek mythology that Olympus was on top of the clouds. Basically in my vehicle I have a laptop set up. It has mobile broadband, so I get feed into a weather program that shows me the storm as it's forming. You can play a loop, you can see how much lightning is there, and with GPS it shows me where I am relative to the storm. Depending on the motion, you want to keep generally just east of it, and you've also got to consider lighting for the storms as well. So you can just keep ahead of it, watch what's happening, but always have an escape route plan. Oh yeah, I've had 2 pretty nasty incidents. One was June 6, 2007. There was a storm in South Dakota. It produced 2 tornadoes. And at the end of the storm it had a really strong outflow boundary, really strong winds coming out of it. And as I was gassing up, it hit me and blew out the rear windshield of my SUV.
Oh dang.
So I didn't sleep too well that night, but the next day I got the window replaced and went out chasing again. What draws me to it is the sky's never the same twice. You never know what you're going to get. And you get different formations, structures, and with the light coming through, it diffuses through the clouds. If there's different layers of clouds, you get different colors. Where there's hail in the storm, you get blues and greens in there, which add nice color. And of course the whole drama of it. And try and get some lightning in there, so a complete mixed bag of